The Geats built the tower as Beowulf had asked, strong and tall so sailors could find it from far and wide. Working for 10 long days, they made his monument, sealed his ashes in walls as straight and high as wise and willing hands could raise them.
We come here to respect the passing of our king. As such, it is only fitting that I, the one that stood by his side to the end, tell of his many adventures. When darkness had dropped, Grendel went up to Herod. He found them sprawled in sleep, suspecting nothing, their dreams undisturbed. He slipped through the door, and there in the silence snatched up 30 men and ran out with their bodies, the blood dripping behind him. They sailed, set their ship out on the waves, under the cliffs. Ready for what came, they wound through the currents. Wind hurried them over the waves, standing in the round-curled prow, sparkling hills high and green, jutting up over the shore in those rock-steep cliffs. They quietly ended their voyage. Hail, Hrothgar! Sailors have brought us stories of Herod, the best of all mead halls, deserted and useless. Now Grendel and I are called together. Grant me a single request, that I, alone and with the help of my men, may purge all evil from this hall.
I have heard that the monster needs no weapons and fears none, nor will I. My lord Hygelac might think less of me if I let my sword go where my feet were afraid to, if I hid behind some broad linden shield. My hands alone shall fight for me. God must decide who will be given death's cold grip.
Their courage was great but all wasted. They could hack at Grendel from every side, trying to open a path for his evil soul, but their points could not hurt him. The sharpest and hardest iron could not scratch at his skin, for that sin-stained demon had bewitched all men's weapons, laid spells that blunted every mortal man's blade.
Once the afflictor of men, tormentor of their days, Grendel saw that his strength was deserting him. His claws bound fast, Hygelac's brave follower tearing at his hands.
The monster's hatred rose higher, but his power had gone. He twisted in pain, and the bleeding sinews deep in his shoulders snapped, muscle and bone split and broke. The battle was over. Beowulf had been granted new glory.
The mighty warrior arrived at the swamps, the trees and other life seeming so dead and tired. Beowulf, ready to finish his work, leaped into the lake. Heaving water covered him over. For hours he sank through the waves, and at last he saw the mud of the bottom.
She welcomed him in her claws, clutched him savagely but could not harm him. She carried him away. Other monsters came swimming to see her catch. She had brought him to a battle hall. They fought, they wrestled. She tore and clawed. He tossed his sword aside, knowing it was no good. They fought for a great while, and on the wall he sees a great sword so massive that no ordinary man could possibly manage it. He lifted it high over his head and gave a massive swing straight through the neck, breaking bones and all.